era in the Pampas that was falling down for too young to soccer. So anybody wants to learn this game, you have to learn to put in the work like this man. And performance, because if it's one thing he does every single time, every single stage, regardless of how tired this man is, he gives them performance. Congratulations to Double M. Let's get into the front page of the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. Jason Williams signing on for this Thursday, the 19th of February. As it says, King of the Road. Encore earns 12th road march, surpassing Kitchener's record. So that story develops more on page 5. Archbishop calls on flock to fast from social media during Lent. Yes, that was yesterday during the Ash Wednesday Mass. He was actually there in San Fernando, meeting the faithful. Also, I'm very happy to announce this morning, because I said it during the carnival, I'm going to keep my eyes on this development. At the point in time, there was a kind of air of uncertainty with our Prime Minister's attendance when we considering the 50th CARICOM meeting. 50 in any sphere is a milestone, whether it's your birthday, whether it's 50 years in an organization, 50 on the cricket pitch, 50 goals, 50 of whatever. It is significant, and you have to show up. And I'm happy to attend, happy to announce this morning that the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar, will be attending that most important meeting there in St. Kitts. First time facing the CARICOM leaders face to face. Remember last year in Jamaica, Minister Sobers was sent across, and of course, this conversation concerning Mr. Maduro, former president, I'm sure will come up. Our stance, I guess she'll have a chance to really explain face to face as to our positioning in all of this. And, at the end of the day, the Prime Minister, she, in her particular wisdom and based on her advice, she did what she had to do, and she'll have to, treat with that. And I guess the CARICOM leaders, we'll all have to kiss make up and keep it pushing. Because, there was a kind of uncertainty, a kind of unease with lots of not only the leaders, but lots of the nationals too, as their particular perspective on Trinidad and Tobago. So the Prime Minister's attending. That's great news. I'm happy for that particular development. That story and more on page 8. Let's head to the back page on this Thursday morning. More of your carnival flavor, carnival action. So your carnival bands of the year, Lost Tribe yet again, and K2K going forward with the major titles. They bring the element of the mass. Now you have mass, which is beads and Bam Bam in the road, and then you have the mass. K2K, Lost Tribe, they give us the mass. And congratulations indeed, well done. Thanks for keeping that particular tradition and the real cloth and expression alive. Yes, people enjoy themselves, but they tell a story through their presentation. Let's head to the brief on this Thursday morning. That's right. What's the brief saying? Well, I'll tell you. Some action here from San Fernando, as mentioned. The Archbishop made the trot to the Southland. I'm looking at students from the St. Joseph's Convent, San Fernando, all there for the Ash Wednesday Mass. And I'm watching here a gorilla from the Golden Mass community interacts with a spectator during their presentation. This was Cuva's Carnival. I heard Shagonas was a success. Grandi had a jump up. Sando had a jump up. Oh, Carnival was everywhere. Well done again, TNT, and thank you so much to the TTPS for keeping us safe. Let's pivot now to our Business Guardian. That's right. We're going to get into our Business Guardian discussion next with Anthony Wilson. He steps in. So sit back, relax, and enjoy it, your morning brew for today, Thursday the 19th of February, 2026. See you soon.
The game showing clean, dog.
Hey, it's fast internet and best entertainment I paying for, Yeah, girl. You had my good ass?
The call not sticking. So why you taking so long to reply to your messages?
I get Wi-Fi quite out here.
Yeah, boy, that's Amplia. But what you doing outside? Come inside online now.
I come in there.
Wi-Fi so fast, you'll be seeing...
Hey, it's Amplia!
We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance. But we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza in Deba Shagonas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon.
Did you know a business degree leads to diverse career opportunities and advancement? Start an internationally recognized business degree from the world-ranked University of Hertfordshire at CTS College. Classes are 1 day per week with mostly assignment-based assessments. Plus, with 3 intakes per year and flexible payment options, getting started is easy. Holders of an associate degree, advanced diploma or ABE Level 5 diploma can complete this program in only 12 months. Call CTS College today and find out how you can get $6,000 off.
Brunswick tuna. Perfect for snacking on a cracker. On its own. Snacking made easy. Snacking made healthy. Snacking made tasty.
Tune in to Betterments with host Bass, Monday through Thursday, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. for a program that educates and is solution-based. Bass tackles the issues that matter to you, providing a platform to speak your mind and find solutions. That's Betterments with Bass, with a focus on education and resolution. This is all about making things better for you. So if you want to make a difference and have your voice heard, tune into Freedom 106.5 FM and join us for Betterments with Bass, Monday through Thursday from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Better for you. Only on Freedom 106.5 FM, where we believe that your voice matters.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Get the story first. Want to know what's happening in news, sports, or crime? Get the CNC3 app. As the story breaks, CNC3 is there giving you the story first on your mobile device. Be connected to the most trusted and reliable news source, CNC3. Access your world with just a tap. The CNC3 app. Download it today.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
This is more than just music. This is where you find the best of TNT. This is more than just a vibe. This is where Bollywood gets a twist. This is more than just energy. This is Bhangra and indie pop too. This is the mix. This is the life. Lock on or log on now. Sangeet 106.1 FM. This is authentic East Indian radio. This is us.
Well, Anthony Wilson is with me here on the Zoom line, our first Business Guardian conversation after the Carnival 2026 experience. And obviously, it's back to serious business. Back to the conversations regarding the economy. Of course, Anthony, great to see you. How was the carnival?
Good morning. How was my carnival? My carnival was a lot of work putting this edition of the Business Guardian together.
Well,
so I didn't get out to see any of the masks or or Panorama, or I didn't get a chance to go to Flavor. Yeah, so yeah, it was work for me.
Indeed, but work that we are really grateful for, because I'm recognizing as we look towards our neighbors down south in Venezuela, and I saw the Energy Secretary of the U.S. making a visit and walking there with Delcy Rodriguez last week.
Yep.
With all that's going on and the fact that we now recognize it was always about the oil. It was always about the oil. Let's not fool anybody here. It's time, I'm seeing here, for us to renegotiate. Some of the experts are saying that we should renegotiate this dragon deal.
Yeah, a particular expert in Venezuela feels that the whole dragon arrangement should be renegotiated, which I think is a very important point, because Trinidad and Tobago it seems to me, is looking forward to dragon gas by next year, 2027. I think a lot of plans have been made based on the assumption that dragon gas is going to flow next year. And if there is a process of renegotiation of the arrangement between Trinidad and Tobago, including Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela, which would include Venezuela's state energy company PDVSA, and of course the London-based energy multinational Shell, that is going to push back all of the negotiations and the arrangements for the access to the dragon gas.
So my question is, with the war of words, I guess all that's under the table now, because I know obviously when former President Maduro was at the helm, Delcy Rodriguez and others took a very hardline stance towards our administration, our Prime Minister. Lots of derogatory remarks across the border. Now that Delcy Rodriguez is in charge and taking instructions, I would imagine, from the U.S., you think there's going to be a softening of tone? There's going to be business as per usual?
Jason, I think that is the billion-dollar question. We have not heard from the interim president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, on the issue of Venezuela's relationship with Trinidad and Tobago, and with the, in particular, with the dragon gas arrangement. So that is something that we are looking to pursue. But as you said, there were some strong words exchanged between Ms. Rodriguez and our Prime Minister in October, November last year. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar was declared to be persona non grata by the Venezuelan National Assembly, which is very important, because for Venezuela to renegotiate the dragon arrangement, that declaration of persona non grata would have to be reversed.
Yeah.
And I imagine that would involve the parliament, small p, in Venezuela voting to remove the declaration of persona non grata with regard to Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar.
Indeed, because, I mean, one can't negotiate if there's no deal on the table. The deal must be there. So, very interesting story. Thanks so much for sharing. I want to take it now to a carnival story by Peter Christopher. And it's all about making a grand entrance. The fact that event promoters, private event promoters, are creating such a festival atmosphere. It's all about the grand entrance. It's all about the photo wall. No longer the days of the barrel stage, and you just enter through a random gate and railing and just enter the party. It's almost like you're creating this mini festival, every single event promoter.
Yeah. So I did not attend any of the big fetes for this carnival season. So let me ask you whether you have seen the facades that Peter Christopher's story speaks to.
Well, yeah, he's spot on. You know, Lullaby here is really painting the picture of what currently exists in the carnival space, from Hyatt Lime to Sunrise to St. Mary's All Inclusive, you name it. Every event, Pink Nick last Saturday, Private Ryan's Brainwash, you name it. When you enter those events, you feel, you escape where you are. You think you're somewhere far removed. It's almost like a festival style. And then people take sometimes a good hour to take their pictures before they even start with the food and drinks.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a beautiful story. I think it's a good look. It's on page 6. I'll let folks really explore that one on their own. I want to take it actually to your development here. Is government attempting to stymie non-energy sector growth? Another very provocative question, Anthony. What's your takeaway?
Yeah, well, I would say this story is based on some language in the International Monetary Fund, IMF's consultation with Trinidad and Tobago pursuant to Article 4 of the IMF's Articles of Association. And Article 4 allows the IMF to come into a country, analyze its economy, and make certain recommendations and conclusions based on the discussions that the IMF mission has with the Ministry of Finance, the Central Bank of the country, and some private sector organizations. So that happened earlier this month, January into February, and the IMF has made some recommendations about the Trinidad and Tobago economy. One comment, one sentence that the IMF has made is that the government's policies are seeking to lift the non-energy sector. So my piece today really disputes that and outlines the number of measures and policies that the government has put in place that would have the opposite effect, not lifting the non-energy sector, but really reducing the input and the impact of that sector, which is extremely important in the Trinidad and Tobago economy.
Yeah, well said. Well, Anthony, I want to thank you so much, as always, for checking in, for making the ultimate sacrifice, not even attending the Flavor Village. No pan for you, Anthony. No wine and jam on the road. You were there in the trenches, putting in the work to give us and produce a business guardian. What a professional.
I was on the road in spirit, not in fact.
Well, you know, there's a band called Spirit, you know, so people can even, yes, but nonetheless, Anthony, thank you so much. We'll touch base again next week.
Yes. Thank you, Jason.
You're most welcome. God spare, we will touch base again next week with Anthony. Let's get into a very important conversation. We got the significance behind Ash Wednesday and what will lead into the Easter from Monsignor Soju yesterday. Now we treat with our Muslim brothers and sisters as to the significance of Eid al-Fitr and, of course, the Ramadan significance, because we also going to enter into that season, that particular important moment right now. Yeah, we get a chance to get into that very important discussion up next.
Carnival is coming, and you want to feel confident in your body. But when your appetite is low, gaining healthy weight can be a real challenge. That's where Epitamin comes in, an appetite stimulant that helps support better eating and healthy weight gain. With improved appetite, your body gets the nourishment it needs to build natural shape and fullness. So when carnival time reaches, you feel good, confident and comfortable in your costume. Start a Peterman now and get carnival ready. A Peterman is available at pharmacies nationwide. Check your favourite pharmacy for special deals.
There's a hole in the bucket.
Well, fix it, dear Johnny, just fix it. And while you're doing that, remember the roof is leaking, the house need painting, all those kitchen tiles need changing. So tell me, Johnny, what about the plumbing? The driveway needs paving. Plus, you promised to add a new room to the house. I find it's about time. Johnny, fix it.
There has never been a better time for a TBLA home improvement loan. Call us today at 623-1501 or visit us at tblamortgages.com.
This is more than just music. This is where you find the best of TNT. This is more than just a vibe. This is where Bollywood gets a twist. This is more than just energy. This is Bhangra and indie pop too. This is the mix. This is the life. Lock on or log on now. Sangeet 106.1 FM. This is authentic East Indian radio. This is us.
As promised, we get into that very important discussion concerning the significance of Ramadan. We welcome from the Nuri Islam Mosque, Mufti Abrar Ali. I want to say good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward thoroughly to our conversation. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, and assalamu alaikum to everyone, and good morning to the country.
Indeed. So we find ourselves, I know a lot of what is done within the faith is based on the cycle and the, you look at the moon and you're able to, that's why I guess there's sometimes a shift in terms of when Eid and certain celebrations happen. It's not really a fixed date per se. Could you walk me through what is the signal to start the Eid al-Fitr and of course the Ramadan?
Yes, so Ramadan is actually the ninth month of the calendar for us, and it's one of those months that is very, very significant, and a lot of people look for the moon, but reality is that we look for the starting of each month every month, and this becomes really important to us at this given point in time, because the starting of the month signifies the starting of Ramadan, and the ending of the month starts or what you would say the festival of Eid, or the festivity that we have. So that is actually the ending of the month starting into the next month. Ramadan itself is very special for everyone. It's full of, as you say, mercies from God Almighty, and it's one that we anticipate and we hope for the entire year. So we look forward for it every single time it's coming, and we start planning very early for it.
Is it that the fasting has already begun with the faithful?
So today it started, yes, and that's in our region. The moon was not sighted for the last month. That's the ending of the 29th to the 30th day. So it's either 29 days or 30 days. So it was not seen. So that month, which is Shaban, went on for one more day, and then today, well, basically last night was the first night of the month of Ramadan. In the calendar, the night actually comes before the day. So Ramadan started last night, and we started with the night prayer, and then this morning we got up and we took our sahur, which is the morning meal, and we started our fast.
So the fast officially for Muslim brothers and sisters starts from today?
Today, yes.
Let me ask, is it that there are in terms of calling the faithful to the mosque, is it that there are more, do you all have like more engagements in that regard? Because I know usually there'll be the morning prayer, lunchtime prayer. There are certain, designated moments. But is it that you put extra inside there because it's Ramadan?
So reality is that it's the same programming from the prayer perspective because it's 5 times a day we pray. So that happens naturally. But what happens is because the month is meant for blessings, there's a lot of goodness, there's a lot of, in fact, our blessings are multiplied so much times, more people come to the mosque. So it's a little bit more packed, during each prayer, there's more people, it's kind of doubles a little bit. And then activities just generally increase. So we have more sessions for reminders. We have the iftar session, which is the breaking the fast. We have people just naturally becoming more generous because that's one of the outcomes of the month of Ramadan. So it is much more lively. So yeah, people just generally come more. You see more people just coming and spending some time, sitting down, doing some worship. And it's very lively.
I always ask for the elderly who might not have the mobility. Is there a facility to log on and to, embrace what's happening in the mosque online?
Yeah, so I mean, for us in the Islam Masjid, we're actually very active online. So we do have a presence. Many of our programs is aired live, either on our social media. I think mostly Facebook and YouTube. So someone can join on and they can listen on to many of the programming that we have. Besides that, we generally do have facilities here. I think it's the only masjid that has, for the Jummah khutbah, we have sign language as well that is live, so people can listen on and they can be part of that conversation, listen to what's happening in the masjid. And much of the programming we tend to put it out so people can tune in some form of the other. Yes.
Oh, understood. Well done in that regard. So for the fasting element of the month of Ramadan before the Eid al-Fitr, is it that, let's say, the faithful, if there is some kind of medical issue, is it based on age? What's the requirements there? Who is excluded, as it were, from the fast?
Yeah, excellent question. So in the Quran, it mentions in Surah Baqarah about the Shahrul Ramadan, the month of Ramadan. It has been written upon us, and that person who basically has met it, then he should fast. It's compulsory for a Muslim to be fasting. But there are exemptions, right? In that verse, it mentions about the people who are sick, who are ailing, and that's generally chronic sicknesses or things that are going to be detrimental for them fasting, then they are exempted, and the people who are traveling as well. So those are two major principles that allow us to then look into what other types of people may be exempted, but generally speaking, most believers, they should be fasting.
I've seen that this year the Eid al-Fitr coincides with the Christians' Lent. That doesn't happen so often, huh?
No, I think it's just generally because our calendar changes, and every maybe 15 days it goes up a little bit. So like Eid this year would be around March, I think around 18, 19, around there, but every year it'll go up. So next year it'll be the beginning of March again, and then it'll go into February, and then it keeps going up a little bit. So it does shift because we do follow a lunar calendar. It just coincide right now at the same time. So, that's pretty good. I think we need to always be cognizant of increase of morality for our side. So we always try to push that that rhetoric and that increase of goodness and cleanliness and purity, as many religions would also be calling towards.
Indeed. So you look for the moon in about the next 30, 31 days, and that's when you know for sure, because you always see the moon, and it's so spectacular. And I guess that heralds the official day itself for Eid al-Fitr.
Yes, so it's 29 days, and yes, when you look at, you see the new moon is when the Eid al-Fitr, basically the month of Ramadan, which is an entire month, ends, and the new month starts, and that's where Eid al-Fitr is the first of that month.
Indeed. What's another significant practice or tradition that comes around? Because I know you mentioned charity, and that happens. I know the zakat is something people look forward to from all over. Obviously, prayer, fasting, that connection with self, community, the environment. What is another significant aspect of this month that is a tenet that governs the way our Muslim brothers and sisters treat with themselves and the community?
So the month of Ramadan is a spiritual training month. That's why I like to call it. Is actually the biggest time where someone starts working on his own nafs. His nafs is his self, and tries to train that. Because many things that are, as you would say, normally halal and allowed for us, it becomes impermissible at this given month, which is eating, drinking, and having cohabitation with one spouse. So during the time from the breaking of dawn straight until the sunset, a person has to withdraw now and hold themselves back. I think the biggest lesson, the spiritual benefit that you get from it, is learning how to say no and how to hold oneself back and to basically get that strength and ability spiritually, so that you can kind of gauge yourself as a person, what is right and what is wrong, how to stay away from evil and distractions and things that are luring you, and to try to be focused on what God Almighty expects from us and how to get His pleasure. So the reality of it is generally a very strong, intense training for us, and I think that's one of the biggest benefits a person should try to get. In fact, there's a narration of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that person who stays away from eating, who does not stay away from evil talks and evil actions, then there's no benefit in him staying hungry and thirsty. So the reality is that it's meant to keep a strain on your thinking, your mind, your spiritual self, so that you can become stronger in that regard and then hopefully better yourself. So I think that's one of the biggest things. There are many. The second one I could go to right now is the standing in prayer at night. So we stand in prayer because it's the month of Quran, we call it. The month where we listen to a lot of the Quran, we read a lot of the Quran, we try to connect to the Quran and teachings of the Quran. So in it, there's something called Tarawih, which is the night prayer. And in the night prayer, we stand there and we recite, and the Hufaz, or the people who memorize the entire Quran, they will read it from memory in prayer, and you get to listen to the entire Quran from cover to cover. And that takes about an hour in the night.
Well, Mufti Abrar Ali, I want to thank you so much for giving us the deeper perspective. Obviously, closer to the day itself, if we can touch base again, as we treat with a most significant moment on the Muslim calendar and also on the national calendar. And the fact that it's Eid al-Fitr and Easter at the same time, I think it's a nation that's going to be covered in prayer for the next couple of days, and I hope that the blessings from such could extend throughout the rest of the year, and we could have ourselves a really peaceful and disciplined country, because I know that's a major component of Islam, discipline and peace.
Yeah, definitely, and I appreciate that, and I do welcome everyone to try a fast. It's something really interesting and something I think will bring about a different change in how you view life.
Indeed. Thank you so much. Great talking with you. Great seeing you again, hopefully next time in person.
Same here, same here.
And say hi to Imam Ali for me. Send my regards.
Definitely will. I will.
That's right. From the Nuri Islam Mosque there in, I would say that's El Socorro. Yeah, well, Baranguez, and right there, a very, very well attended. It's one of the major mosques there in the East-West corridor. I want to thank Mufti for Abrar Ali for coming in to share with us. Let's come back and we open the line 624-8721, 627-8658. Marshall with the road match win, and give me a perspective on his 12th King of the Road. Let's touch base. Open forum up next.
Get a loan at Bremont. The process is simple. Fast and efficient approvals. Receive funds within 24 hours once approved. And no penalty for early repayment. Located at 4 Gallas Street, Woodbrook. Remember, we like to lend.
Gaming Express Limited is a premium importer and retailer of the highest quality brand name electronics. We stock the widest range of PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Samsung, and Apple devices and accessories. Visit us at Shop 52, Level 2, Gulf City Mall in San Fernando, or contact us by phone or WhatsApp message at 687-7480 or 301-9797 or 798-1280. Like our Facebook and Instagram pages for updates on products and services.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
Are you tired of the same old boring drive home from work? Look no further. Get ready for the ultimate after-work rush with Freedom 106.5 FM's The Overdrive with Davey. Mondays to Fridays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Let Davey take you on a thrilling ride of non-stop entertainment and education. He covers the topics of the day, delves into the latest food and lifestyle trends, and brings dynamic guests from exciting professions to share their professional stories and experiences. Take advantage of this energizing and engaging experience. Tune into Freedom 106.5 FM, Mondays to Fridays, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for The Overdrive with Davey, the ultimate way to end your day with a bang.
Before we head to the open forum, I'm watching breaking news here out of the UK. Police, as the police there in England, they've arrested Andrew Mountbatten, formerly Prince Andrew. Remember, he was stripped of all his style and title and everything. I'm seeing here where he has been arrested. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is now in police custody, and it's based on misbehavior in public office. So the plot thickens there in England. We'll try to get some coverage. I'm working on that as we speak, so we could probably tap into our international feed to touch into this breaking development. Big story. That's what's happening right now. So let's take in some of from our affiliate, CNN. So you're seeing it there, playing out in real time. CNN, they're on top of this story. Al Jazeera on top of this story. BBC, they're on top of this story. Every major news outlet across the world is covering this as we speak. Police arrest Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. No more Prince to his name, as mentioned. He was stripped of title, style, everything. And he's arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Now, I wonder if part of, obviously it is all part of the Epstein investigation, and I guess now he will be compelled to probably testify before some kind of special tribunal, probably in the US or even there in the UK, because as the files keep on coming out and you recognize what was taking place, many heads will roll. And it's one of those really, it's a scenario playing out in real time, and it speaks to those in high office. As they say, who much is given, much is expected. And you will hope that the conduct and behavior of these top-ranking men and women would be one of a particular grace. But clearly what we're seeing via defaults, and again, I'm not going to cast any aspersions, not going to prejudge anyone. That's a jury and the court of law to do, but sometimes where there's fire, there is smoke. And for too long, we have been hearing of these developments, and now you're seeing pictures and you're hearing more and more people coming out and testifying. So again, let's put that up. This is our most breaking, hot off the press development. Let's put that up one more time. CNN on this story. Prince Andrew, well, not Prince anymore. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, now arrested. And you know, I would imagine for this arrest to take place, it must have come with the approval, or at least there might have been some word to his brother, the king, who would have said, well, go right ahead. Can't tell me on that level the king wouldn't know. The king would have known somebody, some way, somehow. If we in Trinidad, sometimes somebody might, you know, say something and people would know in this small island. I mean, what is to say that wouldn't be the same in England. So what a development. St. James, good morning. Morning, St. James.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, St. James. St. James, good morning. I don't know, St. James.
Hello?
Yeah, St. James, I hear you. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. I'll listen.
Hey, JW, morning, bro. How you going?
I good, you know. Morning.
Blessings, man, blessings. I'm taking the program here and now touching, so I give them a feedback on the order of things I would have seen. Well, you would have asked first and foremost, what is our opinion on Marshall Montano? He won the road match officially, first time I'm hearing.
Yes. He's now the most, in terms of road march, most wins by passing Kitchener. He's now on to 12 road march, the most of all time by any person.
Well, yeah, man, I did see the article yesterday about 12 being the mark for him to win. So, honestly, bro, we could go on and on to describe that, but it's really just a testament to putting in the work. And Jay, in all humility and compliment, bro, I mean, I watching the show for a while now, and that was one of the motivational factors watching you too. You know, every morning as the show come in, I used to enjoy the lead up when the music come in, the reel come in, and to see you, you know, taking in like a little jog around the couch and sitting, you know, the simple essence of just focusing on a career path, doing the right thing, and achieving, that should be the fundamental and the main fundamental and the only fundamental of life, you know. Yeah. We shouldn't have too much complications. As I say that too.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Blessings, man. For the longest while, I wanted to give compliments to, you know, your answer, the conversations you'll have about mental health and trying to, address some of the misconceptions of life and thing. But I won't stray too much. So compliments to Marshall Montano, showing us that, you know, it's possible once you do the hard work.
Yeah.
With the recent developments with the Prince of England, I mean, it shows that, you know, in other countries they take justice and public office seriously because
they do.
You know, you have a very important work. And I wanted to give a little credit to the conversation they have with Dr. LeBlanc also, you know, with health. That's so important. Oftentimes, you know, you all discuss the things that we do that is not too healthy for us. And ever so often you all talk about, you know, how we could replace it with healthy habits. I think, you know, in collaboration with other ministries, etc., we could formalize and normalize, you know, access to parks at more so nighttime.
For sure.
You know, being able to take a little healthy walk. Maybe they could put out some videos on healthy food recipes and things, some creative ideas like that.
Well, St. James, I'll tell you thanks as always, and you know your recommendations are always spot on. It's
blessings, man, blessings.
Respect, my brother, all the best, man. And let me tell you, St. James, he's one that I really appreciate his whole demeanor and his approach to life. He always sees the glass as half full as opposed to half empty. He brings forward solutions, recommendations to make the country as a whole a better place. And I want to thank you, St. James, for your contribution. And you're spot on. Marshall did put in the work, not suggesting Voice of Bungie didn't. But you cannot outwork this man. The man who could outwork Marshall will get to that level. And that person not here yet. The man moving like he now start. And we all know he started back in the 80s That's 40 plus years ago. What a performer. The hardest working man I have seen personally in the game. Trust and believe. He don't play. Yeah? And it's an example for all of us. A template. That's why I call him the soca blueprint, the soca template, the soca pinnacle. Take it or leave it, that's the reality of the day. Dabadi, good morning.
Good day. Morning, JW and Trinidad and Tobago.
Welcome.
Okay, let us look at something different now. Macarip. I heard you mentioned this morning about Maracas. You watch the state of Macarip? And we talking about tourism, a place like Macarip, which is nice.
Nice, yeah.
And no toilet facilities. Sometimes you go there, no water. What is your opinion upon that?
And that's poor. That's unacceptable.
No, because it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. Let us look at Macarip, a nice place. You'll see monkeys jumping on Pomerac tree if you come early. Right there, you have this. Who knows about the bamboo cathedral? Everything there's nice. Tourism. What happens? Tourism is just by itself.
Yeah, and tourism
Thank you very much.
All the best, man, but yeah, we can't just focus on the North Coast alone. Yes, we must look at what's happening on the West. People love Macarip. People love that side to go and bathe. I remember the days you could have bathed down Sharkville, where you have 5 islands now. You used to have a KFC, and then it had Sharkville, and I mean, there's really no more. I mean, you know, obviously it's a shadow of what it was. So, you know, I don't know. We don't take tourism serious at all, you know, and there is so much to enjoy and explore. And I really hope that one day we could really get it together and put a little more emphasis on our tourism product. When it comes to the ecotourism product, the sporting tourism product, the cultural tourism product, there is so much that we could offer to the world. Everybody's come here and enjoy themselves. But it can't just be for one time for the year. Hello. You get this massive influx and then nobody.
Hello.
Oh, sorry about that, caller. I didn't realize it there, no. Sorry, and I babbling. Go ahead, man. I listen.
Good morning.
Morning.
I come and collect my containers.
Nice.
Because I want to say, you are sorry, all doing this morning. Good morning. You have a blessed day.
Same to you, my brother, and congratulations on the prize.
JY suggested my life. There was no Marshall points. So that them, they really are good. But you see, Christo, boy, my Christo, you hear the melody, the song, boy.
Oh, Christo, yeah. Christo, do darling. Sweet.
What's that? You hear the melody, that?
Yeah.
I spoke to him one day. The best Monday because I'm doing something in Sanduna.
Nice.
And I chopped. And he came down. That's like I'm telling you.
No, Crystal. Well said, caller. Thank you so much, man.
Before I go on, when I didn't tell I want to make it because I have to stop value at the friend and the management fund 12 million.
No problem, man.
At the friend. Right, so have a best day.
All the best.
All over.
All the best, caller. Yeah, Christo, what a breakout year for Christo, Dudu Darlin, one of the sweetest grooves of the season. It sung good on pan, it sung good on a trumpet, it sung good on a saxophone. It will song, I mean, that is a groove. And a lot of the songs from 2026 will live on. Thank you to Christo, thank you to, well, of course, Voice, Cotain, Cass, what a season it was. What a season. Could we squeeze one more in? Probably we could, but if not, let's again put that breaking story up one more time. This one hot off the press out of the UK. And as the caller said, St. James, they take their public office, they're very serious. From the time there's a whiff of an allegation or some kind of wrongdoing, you have to step down. You have to resign. And in this case, other than the step down, they took it a step further, where there is now confirmed the arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Do we have that footage there again? Okay, well, that's the breaking story there out of the UK, and I'm sure we will get more on that later via our midday news with Bavita, and later on via our 7 p.m. newscast. That's a big story. How does it impact us in Trinidad and Tobago being so far removed? I guess it's just another example of those who hold office need to be held to the highest standard, and you need to be held accountable if you drop the ball in any regard. So I think that's the relation, that's the story, that's the template I'm seeing from that story. Let's get ready for the 7 a.m. news update. Much more after 7.
Stomach discomfort again? Bloating, cramps, irregular bathroom habits? Meet Vivera, your daily support for a balanced gut. Vivera works fast to help reduce the abdominal pain, ease bloating, and support healthy digestion. It helps restore balance to your gut so you can get back to feeling light, comfortable, and in control. Choose for real digestive relief, safe, effective, and trusted for both children and adults. Now available at pharmacies nationwide. Vivera, feel the difference.
Okay, let me see you, Cherry Hill. Yeah, now take it back. Let me see you rock off, shake off, shake off. Let me see you rock off, rock off. Let me see you kick right. Now step forward, now step back.
Lucozade, bring the energy.
Rock off,
unbeatable
rock
taste,
off.
new look.
Shake off. Let me see you rock off, rock off.
He has traveled the world. He has made millions laugh.
For Laugh Festival 2026, come witness Tommy Joseph honoring and preparing a shadow. Black Stalin.
Tonight the black man feeling the party.
And Super Blue.
Hello.
Get ready for an extreme drama. Joining him are some of his famous comedy friends. The Caribbean Prince of Comedy, Ronald. The Caribbean Princess of Comedy, Margaret. From the USA, The Quiet Prince. Laugh Festival 2026. 2 shows only. Friday, February 20th at Cafe Blue Compound. Right to room 8 p.m. Sunday, February 22nd. Sapa San Fernando, 5 p.m. Tickets for Cafe Blue Compound at Crosby St. James, Cache Port of Spain, Cafe Blue, and Michel's Arima. Tickets for Sapa and Fellini's Drug Mart, Southern Street, San Fernando, and Sona, Jewelers, Chaguanas, and Pinal. And at islandetickets.com. Laugh Festival 2026. Comedy has gone extreme.
Good morning, I'm Kay Marie Fletcher with Headline News on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar will travel to St. Kitts on Monday for the 50th regular meeting of CARICOM heads of government, her first in-person engagement with regional leaders since taking office for a second term. Persad-Bissessar skipped last year's meeting in Montego Bay, with Trinidad and Tobago instead represented by ministers and senior officials. The Prime Minister has stressed the government has no plans to leave CARICOM and remains committed to regional growth. Marshal Montano has created history once again, this time winning his 12th Road March title with his song Encore. This win earns him the most in the competition's history, edging out an honor previously held by Lord Kitchener. According to Tuco, Encore was played a total of 171 times across the judging points. Aaron St. Louis, better known as Voice, finished second with Car Behave, which was played a total of 127 times. And coming in third was Ian Bunjigalin Alvarez with Still a Roadman. In a statement on social media yesterday, St. Louis said his heart was full as he thanks everyone who supported him and signaled his plans to carry the song beyond Carnival. Social media personality Gabriel Harrigan has been remanded into custody without bail after appearing in court on charges of kidnapping and raping a woman. The charges stem from an incident in January where a woman told police she met Harrigan at a bar on Arapita Avenue and later went to his St. James home where she says he sexually assaulted her. Harrigan now faces charges of kidnapping, false imprisonment, 2 counts of rape, grievous sexual assault and assault by beating. He is scheduled to return to court on March 20th when bail will be reconsidered. And those are your 7 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at 8 a.m. on the TBC Radio Network.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Get ready for extreme laughter, extreme bacchanal, extreme drama on the biggest comedy stage for 2026 Laugh Festival. Come witness Tommy Joseph
appearing as three mega icons.
Joining him are some of his famous comedy friends: the Caribbean Prince of Comedy, Ronald, the Caribbean Princess of Comedy, Margaret, Stephen John, Captain Barry, Fareed Ali, Nuts Landing, Dan the Man.
So Tommy, what really went on with you in the Tobago airport?
Just imagine I in the airport waiting for transport. Nobody ain't come to carry me to the hotel. It's the radar that picked me up.
Roddy X and the crew, the Macomita Comedy Crew, from the USA, The Quiet Prince. 2 shows only. This Friday, February 20th, Cafe Blue Compound, right to Road, 8 p.m. This Sunday, February 22nd, Sapa San Fernando, 5 p.m. Laugh Festival 2026, where comedy has gone extreme.
Feeling drained? Struggling to keep up? It's time to take control of your wellness. On this episode of Wellness Unlocked, we're diving into the key nutrients your body needs for all-day energy and balance, with 100% or more of your daily essential vitamins, plus added chromium to support healthy blood sugar. This is complete wellness in a single soft gel. Join us as we uncover how small changes can make a big impact on your health. Don't miss Wellness Unlocked. Watch now on CNC3 and take the first step toward better health.
Welcome to the second hour for this, your Feel Good Thursday. Johanse Audike joins me, Mental Health Matters Thursday, our behavioral change consultant. And today, we are treating with the most important topic: how much are you willing to give or take? Let's find out more from Johanse. Good morning, Johanse. Great to see you, man.
Morning, Jason. Morning to everybody viewing. So, how much are you willing to give or take? So, for most, well, a lot of Trinidadians and Trinbagonians, the year now starts, so carnival finish, right? And even those who didn't participate, many people said that, you know, the country usually is at a halt before this time. So now everything in full swing. So now I could plan my year in a specific kind of way. So when you're planning now and you want to move forward, are you going to do the same things you do for the previous year? Right? Or are you going to put some things in place? Also, it's the beginning of the Lenten season, and I believe other religious holidays are coming. So it's really to consider how much for 2026, the remaining of it, are you willing to give and take to accomplish what you want?
Age-old questions, and I guess the hardest thing to do, well, is really start. There are many who have the grand idea as to what they need to do to advance their particular agenda, but you get so comfortable within your routine and, you know, you find your rhythm, you find your particular beat, and you stay within that lane.
I agree with you, know, and we usually hear the term, you know, is a give and take, like life is a give and take, right? And sometimes it is a little bit more efficient, I wouldn't say easier, but it's a bit more efficient sometimes to only, maybe for the first quarter year, concentrate on one alone. Concentrate on how much am I willing to take. Could be from a job, could be from a situation. Know what your limits are, because there's only so much we could take with certain things, right? So you concentrate on that first, so you at least you know your limits with that. Or how much am I willing to give? So I want to accomplish a goal. Maybe I need to study. Maybe I need to go to the gym. Maybe I need to change my eating habits. Maybe I need to develop better relationships or better habits in relationship. But maybe concentrate on one first instead of trying to do both.
I agree. And I think it's a give and take culture we come from, because when you look at sometimes family, friends, commentary, it's always a give and take. They give you a compliment, but at the same time, they take a bit of your self-esteem in terms of the mama guy. We love to do that, you know. We give you a compliment and rag you up at the same damn time. That's. I've always, when I hear give and take, I always think of that. How we speak to each other. Hey, you're putting on weight there, boy. But at the same time, well done on the promotion. But it's almost like a compliment, and at the same time, in the same sentence.
Well, even with that, people have to know what they're willing to give and take, right? Because many people have said that, you know, certain things, the way Trinbagonians speak, right? It bothers them in terms of something, their own self-esteem, and then other people say, well, that's how we talk, you know, you have to be tough, you have to toughen up. So either way, you have to know how much you want to take, because if someone, whether it is family, and many times it's family member who's come and tell you, hey, you know, you're put on plenty weight, and then if you're too slim, you're sick or what, right? You have to know, and I say have to because sometimes it's better to stand up for yourself and see what bothers you, whether you may look soft or not, right? Whether it's in a job, maybe somebody could be your boss even, or supervisor or co-workers. If they telling you you're doing certain things, you know you can't keep going on like this. You have to stand up and know how much you can take.
And you know, and when you look at the national picture, you know, I think we as Trinbagonians, we take a lot. You really have to go over the boundary and really, and we're talking here the powers that be, you know, not just the current one. We're talking about previous. We have had, when you look back at the history, I guess water riots, 1970, Black Power movement that came from people they couldn't deal with it no much, so something had to give. The coup, 1990 was another kind of moment where the place exploded. I'm not suggesting that we go down that road anymore, but generally, unlike other countries where there's always some upheaval, always some kind of civil unrest, where there are people who literally not taking no nonsense and they will take to the streets and burn down the place. I think we have done well in the last century. We kind of could only count on one hand the only times we would have really lost it.
Well, I understand what you're saying, and I don't necessarily know if that could be considered we've done well, because if, like using a relationship, if you're taking abuse, right, and you have any relationship and have minimal blowouts, right? You know, success may not be that we had a little bit of blowout versus how much you could really take. And I'm glad you raised that, because even as a collective, we as a nation need to know how much we could really take, because after a while, it could break down. And one of our watchword is tolerance, right? And even though that's our watchword, sometimes, you know, I always wonder, tolerance, boy, how do tolerating things, is that really a healthy thing, right? Because there's only so much you could take, and if you're not doing something, now you don't have to be violent, right? But we Trinidadians, Trinbagonians, we are a crafty people, and we could come up with ways to do things, so you don't have to be violent, you know, but still knowing how much you could take and your limit is important, so now you could implement whatever is the proper strategies.
I mean, we take a lot, and when you look at even some of our Caribbean neighbors, how they respond to certain increases, certain changes in terms of the lived reality. I think we complain for a moment, we grumble, we might send out a meme, but generally we keep it pushing, you know, you want to say. We take a lot as Trinbagonians.
You see,
we take more than we give, I feel.
Keep it pushing don't necessarily mean a good thing, because you could be moving forward with chains shackled to you. You could have weight, you're moving forward, you know, but you're heavy, right? And since we, of course, is mental health matters, if you keep moving forward with a heavy burden, right, it's not healthy. Sometimes it's better to wait and stop. No forward movement and evaluate what it is am I really doing, because you could be also moving forward in the wrong direction in wherever it is. Sometimes, and I'll use all scenarios now, sometimes in a family you notice something going on and you ignore it. Nah, that go fix itself, man, so we're moving forward. but it creating more and more of a toxic environment. Something in a relationship you didn't like, but you're not saying anything. Nah, I want to keep the peace. So then it brings a toxic situation. And then, as we were talking about on a whole, the nation, you notice something, whether it is apartheid, something happening in the east or the west, and we notice it now. Well, next government will come, or it will sort out itself, or wherever it is, and you try to keep going forward, but it's still building up a toxic situation.
Yeah, I mean, when we consider this topic, very important one, we could look at it from the collective, as you said, national perspective, and from the personal perspective. So ultimately, you are saying, is it okay to give more or to take more? Do we need to find a sweet spot somewhere there in the middle?
That's the part. For everybody, it's different. And sometimes, and here's where the important part is, be honest with yourself. How much are you really willing to give to something? I want this thing. Can I give 10 hours a day? Can I give 2 hours a day? Can I give a half of a year towards the studying? Can I give 3 days a week to the gym? Can I give wherever it is? But be realistic. Because sometimes when we fool ourselves, we can't keep moving forward. And then think about how much it could take. We are human and we have only so much threshold and endurance. Know what it could take. Sometimes you hear and talk in your head about something, you just can't take that. Sometimes you see a situation going on and you know you can't take it. Be honest with yourself about what you could give and take. I don't know if there's a sweet spot, but everybody should reevaluate and evaluate that for themselves.
Yohanse, well said, well done, as always. Thank you so much. As always, you have the final word.
Nation, be honest with yourself about what you're willing to give and take to accomplish your goals and also live a healthy life. Don't make life complicated, because even though life is not easy, it's really not that hard. Thank you for listening.
Mental health matters every single Thursday. God spare we get a chance to do it all over again. Yohanse Ayodike, thank you so much. Let's take the pause. We come back. See you soon. Remember, your morning shot coming up at 7:30 with Ian Wason.
Welcome to Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
Do enjoy, Stacey. You want some coffee?
Can I have the
Perfect then.
That's exactly what we need.
Hey, the pool is this way.
Whatever you're here for, we're here for you. Stay smart at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
When carnival starts and quality start to matter, everybody know where they head. Food basket marketplace, fresh meat, ripe produce, everything looking right. The whole store full of carnival colors bright. Wholesaler retail, we serving you clean with quality products and the best prices you see. Every from Arima straight down to Goldview, Chauffeurs and Jaguar, as we waited for you. Where quality meets the right price for carnival too. Come once, come twice, see why people coming back. Family friendly service, shopping made easy with prices that make sense this carnival. Food basket marketplace, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right. This carnival time.
The fact that they ask the questions, those challenging questions that no other media house would ask. So, shed light on those things that are in the dark, those stories that no one else wants to cover. I grew up reading The Guardian, actually. It's a household name.
About The Guardian, one thing that I like, the human interest stories have increased.
See the investigative pieces on the human trafficking. I find that very interesting.
You go more in depth.
On sports, especially local sports, and that's one of my highlights for The Guardian.
Yeah, I read in Guardian, The Guardian started coming out, started working. I was a newspaper man.
Could the stories that are being covered are well detailed and you get more facts.
Also, I think the editorials, I think they're doing a good job on this speaking in truths, and you know they're challenging the government to make things better.
Me in particular, of recently, the last 2-3 months, I've been reading The Guardian. I'm seeing a lot of news about the neighborhoods and the communities. And I even saw my community featured, and I was proud.
The Guardian.
The Guardian?
Guardian.
Trinidad Guardian.
The Guardian.
The Guardian.
Trinidad Guardian. The Guardian is my first choice.
Get the story first. Want to know what's happening in news, sports, or crime? Get the CNC3 app. As the story breaks, CNC3 is there giving you the story first on your mobile device. Be connected to the most trusted and reliable news source, CNC3. Access your world with just a tap. The CNC3 app. Download it today.
My own personal motto is to show citizens of this country that our stories can be told in a professional and international standard. I want to show them that the journalism they consume on cable TV can also exist here. Each day, that's my focus, that's my drive, to show the stories of our communities, of our people, matter just as much as anywhere else in the world. That's why we are where you are.
Well, we get ready for our most important 5K. I love my 5Ks, and this one is happening pretty soon. To give all the details, and again, we say good morning to our friends there at the Cypriani College of Labor. We want to say good morning to Juzan here with me. Of course, you have your designation as the GM of Corporate Services there at TechU. Fantastic. And with us, Program D now.
Yes.
Yes, Colin. Great to see you, Colin Bartholomew, here with us. This is literally a couple days away. We are talking here Saturday for this 5K.
2 days.
2 days away?
Yes, 2 days away.
Could one still register? That's the burning question. Because I know sometimes these 5Ks are all sold out and you can't, people want to come last minute. Is there a little reservation for those last minute people like myself?
Definitely. We beyond capacity. We actually bursting at this.
Wow.
And this 5K is actually part of our 60th anniversary celebrations, and we are launching it in conjunction with the World Day of Social Justice, which is celebrated tomorrow, 20th of February 2026. And when we put out the invitation for this 5K, we really didn't anticipate how well it would have been subscribed. We actually had to expand. We started at 750 participants for Trinidad. We had to eventually increase that to 1,000 for the Trinidad leg. And just to note, we will also have a Tobago leg on the 28th of February, which is next week Saturday. So it's really oversubscribed. But however, we encourage persons to come to be part of another activity happening on the day, which is our village square on Saturday, beginning at 11 a.m. And
I think they're on the greens?
Right on the greens. Cypriani College next to Nestle on the Churchill Roosevelt Highway. So we have the village square opening up the day's festivities and the 5K starting at 5 p.m. And we are proud to have our title sponsor, TechU Credit Union, on board with us.
Indeed, and I would imagine being part of it is so important because the college would have shaped labor relations, industrial relations for years, shaping that particular conversation and landscape. And it's from 1966 to now.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so actually TechU Credit Union is also celebrating an anniversary this year. It will be our 80th year. So we go all the way back to 1946. But, you know, it was really important for us to be part of this, collaborating as we do in the credit union space, and really, you know, holding up and putting on that pedestal the good work that the movement does and the good work that the Cypriani College does in support of the cooperative movement. You know, a major part of their faculty is dedicated towards cooperative studies. So being one of the larger credit unions, or the largest in this space by asset size, we really felt it was important for us to be a part, and we will continue to be a part as we move through this year and the future with the Cypriani College in really trying to push this work that we're going to be about.
Well said, Juzan. Let me ask, as it pertains to the race itself on Saturday, it's an afternoon race. Where's your start point and your end point? All right, we start and we end at the Cypriani College. And where are you running exactly? We're running in a westerly direction to the Mount Hope area. We make the loop and come back and end at the college. So you're running against the traffic then? Yeah, yes. Well, we are running in a westerly direction. Yes. Against the traffic. Going to the Mount Hope field station in that area and making the loop. And then coming back. Oh, that's 5K? That's 5K. That's 5K. Well, okay. Interesting. So, you're interesting enough. It seems you could make it, you know? Well, of course. So, and well, I would imagine, so it's your day of activity, and the culmination will be the 5K, and after the 5K, everybody will, mix and mingle? Yeah, definitely. So part of the village square is actually a race village and a cooperative village. So we have persons who will be there to display their products, their goods, their services, entrepreneurs and other credit unions and cooperatives coming into the space on that day in particular, as we mark social justice, it's really about participation, it's about equity, access, rights, building on those pillars. So we really want to display community on this day as well. You know, that is such an important element of building society and, you know, really harnessing social justice. So the day is really surrounded. And the collaborative, you know, participation, you may easily run a 5K, but there are others, like myself, who may choose, you know, to walk. But the important thing is that we do it together as a community. Of course, well done. You know, on the TechU side, really quick, Josanne, you're all celebrating a milestone, 80 years this year. Yes. You would have had a celebration already, or is something to come? So it's to come. Our anniversary is actually in September. So we have a year-long schedule of activities. So this is just one of the activities that we are partnering in or leading on for the year. The second of the block for 2026, actually, we had the TechU Marabella Mile in January. So, you know, we are all about fitness. We're all about getting our people and our communities healthier and really just, you know, working to improve the quality of our members' lives and the communities that we serve. Well, I guess, Colin, now, and I guess you recognize with TechU's partnership and with the overwhelming response, you'll have to keep this 5K going, you know. Definitely. It's one of the things I think we didn't anticipate how well subscribed and, you know, very active the 5K community is. So actually, we begin with this to launch the year, but we have another one carded for October. So there will actually be 3 installments of our 5K. One in Trinidad, the 21st. The other in Tobago, next week, Saturday. Nice. 28th of February. And the next one will take place in the month of October. So persons participating in all 3 can actually collect their memorabilia and have 3 medals that signify and help us to really commemorate our 60th anniversary. Well done. As we wrap things up, I'll let Josanne have the final say in terms of touching base with TechU. How can folks reach out in terms of location, general information online? Well, TechU is located in Marabella. Our head office is in Marabella. We have 2 other branches in Couva as well as in Point Fortin. Notwithstanding, we also have a guest house in Tobago, in Lowlands, the TechU Coral Reef.
And actually the race on Saturday, next week Saturday, is going to be starting and ending in that vicinity. The cooperative village is going to be held in inside Coral Reef itself. So, I mean, there's a lot that you can avail yourself of by being a member of a credit union. Of course, you're going to get discounts at Coral Reef, and persons flying over to stay for the race. You know, we have packages available for that. But apart from that, we are, you know, as we said before, a cooperative movement that is really involved in enhancing the well-being of our members. And we want to do all the good work, not only on the financial side, but also on the social side. We just want to encourage persons to come out on Saturday to really be a part of something important. You know, 2026 is a tough year for the nation. And I think that, it's important for us to band together, to hold each other up, keep each other healthier. So, we encourage people in that space, but also on the entrepreneurial side, which is what the village is all about. We want to support, the small businesses that we will also have on the day.
Juzan, thank you so much. Well said. Colin, you have the final words.
Wow. So just encourage persons, come out on Saturday. This will start our 60th anniversary celebrations, and just look out for more from the Cypriani College as we roll out our 60th anniversary celebrations. And I really want to thank all our sponsors, our title sponsor, TechU Credit Union, and other sponsors, Bryden's, Acado, Chimuk's Bakery, and KISS. So really happy to have them on board. Looking forward to having persons on the Race Village also on Saturday, where you can collect all your memorabilia and immerse yourself in Cypriani College as part of the family.
For those taking part on Saturday, have yourself a time and celebrate with the college. 60 years, TechU, 80 years. What a significant year this 2026 is. We're going to take that, well, at least not so much a major pause, because the show continues, and we're going to transition into more discussions regarding sport. Ian Wason Stubbson for the morning shot. He's up next from 7:30 to 8. God spare him back for more tomorrow. Have a great one, TNT. Ian up next. Yeah.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800 TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
The road starts early. You can't wait for